Hello everybody. So today we are going to be making a drawing of a room in 1 point perspective. Things you're going to need for this, you're going to have a sheet of paper, you're going to need to have a ruler, ideally, if not like something to make straight lines with, like a book or anything that you can make straight lines with, it's fine. You just have to have straight lines. I don't want you trying to do this without having some kind of a ruler or some way to line up points. It will make your life so much easier to have this. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make just the empty room in 1 point perspective. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to start by making a dot right in the middle of your paper. You don't have to measure this. You can totally just eyeball this. I'm just going to make a dot right there in the middle of my paper. You don't have to make it super huge or super dark because you're probably going to end up erasing it when you're totally finished anyway. But we're going to have a dot in the middle of our paper like so. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to make a rectangle around that dot. So if you're just doing this on a sheet of like regular 8.5 by 11 paper, if we make that, my ruler doesn't have a lot of marks on it, but if we make our rectangle, so my right here is 6 inches wide. So if I make it 6 inches wide and maybe 4 inches high, that should be perfect. And I want to try to make it roughly centered on my dot. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. So I'm just lining up, I'm using a ruler and I'm lining up the 3 with my dot over here. And then I'm going to make a line going from all the way over here to my 6 over here. And then I'm going to do the same thing going this way, except this time I'm just going to go 4. So I'm going to go up 4, and then I'm going to go over 6 again, and up and then down 4. So down 4, like so. And now I've got a rectangular shape like this in my paper. Now, this side is not the same as this side over here. I have a little more space down here than I do up here. All that is totally fine. When you're looking at your paper like this, if your rectangle is right in the middle, you're great, you don't worry about it. If you have more space on this side here and less space up here at the top, that's perfect. If it's flipped, if you're looking at your paper and yours looks like this, where you have less space here and more here, turn it over. You want more space at the bottom, less on the top. Okay, and then likewise, you want to have if possible, you want to have a little bit more space on this side than you do on this side, just because I know what I'm going to put in my drawing. If it's equal, if it's totally even, does not matter at all. Okay. But like I said, if you just eyeballed it like me and you have a little more space on one side, have your more space be on this side ideally. So the next thing we're going to do is you're going to put your ruler on our dot here that we drew at first thing, and we're going to put it on the corner of our rectangle here. So we're going to line up those 2 points like so. Check it to make sure it's lined up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start from the outside edge of our rectangle and extend out across the paper like that. And we're going to do that going all the way around our rectangle. So again, we're going to line up our ruler on our dot and on the corner of our rectangle, and we are going to extend out like that. Line up a ruler on our dot and on this corner here, and we are going to extend out like that. Line up ruler on dot, ruler on the bottom of our rectangle here, and extend out. And you should have something that looks like this. When you do this, the most important thing here, the only thing that matters, is that this angle right here, that line, goes through the corner of this rectangle here. So it goes through the corner, and it lines up with your dot. This goes through the corner, lines up with the dot. Through the corner, lines up with the dot. Through the corner, lines up with dot. These lines don't have to go into the corner of your paper. This one happens to go into the corner, right into the corner of the paper. This one over here is totally not near it at all. This one over here is kind of close. This one over here, again, not near it at all. That is fine. If yours happens to go like right into the corner, that's just because you happen to put your dot absolutely in the middle and your rectangle absolutely in the middle. But if you don't do that, it does not matter. The only thing that matters is that this goes through the corner of the rectangle, your lines go through the corner of the rectangle, and they run towards your dot. So if you've done it right, what you should be looking at here is a drawing of an empty room, where this is going to be the back wall of our room. That's going to be the floor, left wall, right wall, and ceiling. Okay, we have an empty room here. So I'm going to pause this video here, and on the next one, we're going to add in a door, which is arguably the most important thing of a room, right? So you can have a way to leave. All right, I'll see you then. Bye.